The Senate will come to order. I ask everyone present to please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the absence of clergy, let us bow our heads in a moment of silent reflection or prayer. Reading of the journal.
In Senate, Sunday, January 31st, 2021, the Senate met pursuant to adjournment. The Journal of Saturday, January 30th, 2021 was read and approved. On motion, Senate adjourned.
Without objection, the journal stands approved as read. Presentation of petitions. Messages from the Assembly. Messages from the Governor. Reports of standing committees. Reports of select committees. Communications and reports from state officers. Motions and resolutions. Senator Janaris.
Mr. President, on behalf of Senator Kaplan, on page 13, I offer the following amendments to Calendar 82, Senate Print 531, ask that said bill retain its place on third reading calendar.
The amendment is received and the bill shall retain its place on the third reading calendar.
Also, on behalf of Senator Kaplan, on page 16, I offer the following amendments to Calendar 115 and ask that said bill retain its place on third reading calendar.
The amendment is received and the bill shall retain its place on the third reading calendar. Senator Janaris.
At this time, can we take up previously adopted Resolution 132 by Senator Prasad, read its title only, and recognize Senator Prasad?
The Secretary will read.
Senate Resolution 132 by Senator Prasad, recognizing February 1st, 2021 as World Hijab Day.
Senator Prasad on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. On February 1st, 2013, the first annual World Hijab Day, or WHD, was born by a New Yorker. She was a resident who came to this country from Bangladesh. Her name, Nezma Khan. Ms. Khan experienced religious insensitivity due to her hijab and events of at World Trade Center on September 11th. Many of us remember what happened to our Muslim brothers and sisters after that. The event takes place on February 1st each year in 140 countries. Hijab is an Arabic word meaning barrier or partition. As you can see, Mr. President, I am not wearing it properly, but I'm trying. In Islam, however, it has a broader meaning. It is the principles of modesty and includes behavior as well as dress for both males and females. The most visible form of hijab is the head covering that many Muslim women wear. Today, they are hosting an event where many of these women are speaking about wearing their hijabs. The purpose of this unique holiday is to recognize millions of Muslim women who chose to wear the hijab and live a life of modesty. While New York is a melting pot of various cultures and religious beliefs with a free will to believe in anything, World Hijab Day promotes religious tolerance of Muslims and hijabi Muslim women in particular. On this day, women of other religions are encouraged to experience wearing a hijab for a day. Since the introduction to the world, WHD has been recognized by various news outlets across the world. Also, in this body, we have officially recognized World Hijab Day numerous times since February 1st, 2013. To fully promote the idea of educating others to maintain universal solidarity, WHD grants non-Muslim citizens the opportunity to develop a keener sense of religious tolerance. I am proud to sponsor this resolution once again. Our chamber, our state, our country, and the world generally need to be more tolerant of others who are perceived to be different from us. To quote author and journalist Joseph E. Osborne, tolerance is the positive and cordial effort to understand another's belief, practice, habits, without necessarily sharing or accepting them. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Jackson on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. My colleagues, I rise to support my colleague Senator Prasad's resolution to recognize February 1st as World Hijab Day. The veil has been a crucial but contested symbol of Islam for centuries. Most recently, it has become a stand-in for an imagined clash of civilizations, especially for conservatives and religious fundamentalists both in this country and abroad. What usually goes on underneath the surface in those debates is that some men are saying women should wear one thing, while other men are saying they should wear another. In the end, it all boils down to patriarchy, and that's not a good thing. Instead, I encourage us to view the hijab as this resolution frames it, quote, a choice, a freedom, and a blessing. Women must have the freedom to choose their clothing free of judgment from others. If a woman's religious devotion or her desire to modesty and other motive within her which leads her to don the hijab, then we should support that decision as a society and lift her up. Likewise, if a woman decides not to veil, I commend our American Muslim community, in particular Nezma Khan from the Bronx, who started World Hijab Day, for their advocacy in the face of adversity. And I hope that you, my colleagues, will join me in supporting this resolution. On the flyer that they put out, it has at the top, World Hijab Day, February 1st. And then it has the saying, my choice, my COVID protection, my hijab. Senator Prasad, let me thank you for bringing this resolution to our esteemed body. I say aye on it.
The resolution was previously adopted on January 20th. Senator Janaris.
At the request of Senator Prasad, that resolution is open for co-sponsorship.
The resolution is open for co-sponsorship. Should you choose not to be a co-sponsor of a resolution, please notify the desk. Senator Janaris.
Let's please take up the reading of the calendar, Mr.
The
President.
Secretary will read.
Calendar number 32, Senate Print 879 by Senator Benjamin, an act to require the Department of Health of the State of New York to conduct a study of the effect of racial and ethnic disparities on infant mortality.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect on the same date and in the same manner as the chapters of the laws of 2020.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Stewart, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 63.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 67, Senate Print 1296 by Senator Benjamin, an act requiring the Department of Health of the State of New York to conduct a review of the effects of racial and ethnic disparities on breastfeeding rates.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Stewart, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 63.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 88, Senate Print 1463 by Senator Adabo, an act to amend Chapter 473 of the laws of 2010.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Stewart, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 63.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 90, Senate Print 679A by Senator Harkam, an act to amend the mental hygiene law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 180th day after it shall become a law.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Stewart, Cousins, White.
Senator Harkam to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a pleasure to see you from my new location of my desk on this side of the chamber. Thank you for hearing me. I want to thank the Majority Leader for this equity package. As we heard last year from thousands of our constituents crying out about inequities in our society and our systems, today's package goes a long way to start to address that. And one of those systems is our treatment system for substance use disorder. And I want to thank Assemblywoman Rosenthal for being the principal sponsor of this bill. And we heard about the need for this bill last year when our bipartisan task force on opioids, addiction, and overdose prevention toured the state. And we heard of the treatment deserts. We heard of the language barriers, the cultural barriers, the gender identification barriers, and so more. So this council will address those made up of members appointed by the governor, by the assembly leader, by the majority leader, and they'll use data. This will be a data-driven task force to identify what the systemic barriers are for people throughout New York State and give us the data that we can use to address those. So I vote aye, and I encourage everyone else to as well. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Harkam to be recorded in the affirmative. Senator Helming to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to explain my vote. This bill proposes the creation of the Council for Treatment Equity, which would analyze current public health programs that combat substance abuse. Important work. The Council for Treatment Equity would focus on sensitive public health interventions targeted toward underserved communities. As we heard this sponsor say, the Treatment Equity Advisory Board would consist of 13 members, 6 members appointed by Governor Cuomo, 6 members by the majority of the Senate and the Assembly, and the final member is the chairperson of the Conference of Local Mental Hygiene Directors. Mr. President, I have nothing against the merits of this bill. Substance abuse treatment disparities impact underserved populations in communities across the entire state, which makes me question why the sponsor has not provided for any minority appointments. This is truly not a political issue. By not allowing a single Republican appointee, I believe the sponsor is sending a mixed message on equity. Therefore, Mr. President, I will be voting in the negative, and I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to stand up for fair, nonpartisan representation on the Council for Treatment Equity by voting no. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Helming to be recorded in the negative. Announce the result.
In relation to calendar 90, those senators voted in the negative are Senators Helming, O'Mara, Orr, and White. Aye 59, nays 4.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 93, Senate Print 1352 by Senator Serrano, an act to amend the education law and the public health law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
In relation to calendar number 93, those senators voted in the negative are Senators Akshar, Borrello, Boyle, Griffo, Helming, Jordan, Matera, O'Mara, Ort, Palumbo, Rath, Sereno, Tedisco, White. Also Senator Oberacker, Senator Ritchie, and Senator Steck. Ayes 46, nays 17.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 94, Senate Print 1407 by Senator Parker, an act to amend the education law.
Mr. President, I ask that we lay this aside.
Lay it aside.
Calendar number 105, Senate Print 410A by Senator Biaggi, an act to establish a minority coordinating council on asthmatic affairs.
Read the last section.
Section 4, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 63.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 106, Senate Print 646A by Senator Sanders, an act to direct the New York State Department of Health to conduct a study on the incidences of asthma in cities.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 63.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 108, Senate Print 1374 by Senator Sanders, an act to amend the public health law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 63.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 110, Senate Print 1451 by Senator Rivera, an act to amend the public health law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 180th day after it shall become a law.
Call the roll.
Adabo Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Announce the, oh. Announce the results.
In relation to calendar 110, those senators voted in the negative are Senators Akshar, Borrello, Boyle, Gallivan, Griffo, Helming, Jordan, Lanza, Matera, Obelracker, O'Mara, Ort, Palumbo, Rath, Ritchie, Sereno, Steck, Tedesco, and White. Ayes 44, nays 19.
The bill is passed. Senator Janaris, that completes the reading of today's calendar. The secretary will ring the bell. The secretary will read.
Calendar number 94, Senate Print 1407 by Senator Parker, an act to amend the education law.
Senator Helming, why do you rise?
Mr. President, I believe there's an amendment at the desk. I waive the reading of the amendment and ask that you recognize Senator O'Mara to be heard.
Thank you, Senator Helming. Upon review of the amendment in accordance with Rule 6, Section 4B, I rule it non-germane and out of order at this time.
Accordingly, Mr. President, I appeal the ruling of the chair and ask that Senator O'Mara be recognized.
The appeal has been made and recognized, and Senator O'Mara may be heard.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mr. President. I rise to appeal the ruling of the chair on this amendment before the desk. I submit that the amendment is germane to the bill at hand because this amendment would restore balance between the executive and legislative branches of this state, which has been missing for many, many months now. It would assist with consumers in making health care decisions based on the facts and science and not edicts from this governor. Mr. President, we have moved this amendment 6 times already this year. It's February 1st today. We've moved it 6 times. This is the 7th time in the 2021 session. We moved it 2 times last year during the 2 separate weeks that we were in session after the pandemic struck. In all, that is now the 9th time that this body is voting on this amendment to terminate the governor's emergency powers and to get this legislative body back in the business of checks and balances, to restore our appropriate oversight role as a legislature in the state. Checks and balances. 9 times we have brought this amendment. 9 times, I'm assuming today will be the same, every Republican is voting to terminate the governor's emergency powers. 9 times, every Democrat in this supermajority of this state Senate is voting against not terminating the governor's emergency powers. You know, particularly in light of the outstanding reports last week of the Attorney General's investigation into the nursing home debacle in this state and the concealing of this executive branch, the real numbers of just how poorly this state did for our senior citizens in nursing homes. I, for one, think this legislature needs to get in the business of reviewing that as an oversight priority in this state and not take the words of the governor that says he's done everything right and he's doing everything right because he's the expert, or that the AG's report is full and accurate. I don't know that it is, and the numbers may be far worse than they're actually shown. We must take a look back that this Attorney General was the hand-picked candidate by this governor when she ran for Attorney General. Leaves those decisions and the fullness of that investigation questionable, and no finding in that investigation on just what relation the governor's fateful order of sending COVID-positive patients into nursing homes, just what effect that had on the fatalities sustained by our senior citizens in this state since March, since the order was given. Today's New York Times article highlighting the fact that 9 senior Department of Health administrators, top executives, have quit, have resigned, have retired in recent months, one can only surmise how much the governor's control over that agency has driven those decisions for those career individuals to flee a Department of Health that is not, in my opinion, being consulted, not being considered, and the governor micromanaging this entire pandemic without oversight of this legislative body. It's time that that comes to an end, and that this legislature, this Senate, with a supermajority, actually get involved in the checks and balances of government, the oversight of this executive, which it handed off 11 months ago. 11 months that the governor has had complete dictatorial control of this government, while the supermajority in this House sits by and allows it to continue. For those reasons, Mr. President, I submit that this amendment is germane to the bill at hand, and I urge a vote to overturn the ruling of the chair. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator O'Mara. I want to remind the House that the vote is on the procedures of the House and the ruling of the chair. Those in favor of overruling the chair signify by saying aye.
Agreed, Mr. President, to waive the showing of the hands and record each member of the minority in the affirmative on this vote.
Without objection, so ordered. Announce the results.
Ayes 20.
The ruling of the chair stands and the bill in chief is before the House. Are there any other senators wishing to be heard? Seeing and hearing none, debate is closed. The secretary will ring the bell. Read the last section.
Section 3, this action take effect December 1st, 2021.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Stewart, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 63.
The bill is passed. Senator Gianaris, that completes the reading of the controversial calendar.
Mr. President, on behalf of Majority Leader Stewart Cousins, I hand up the following committee assignments for the Majority Conference.
The hand-up is received and shall be filed in the journal.
Is there any further business at the desk?
There's no further business at the desk.
Move to adjourn until tomorrow, Tuesday, February 2nd at 3 p.m.
On motion, the Senate stands adjourned until Tuesday, February 2nd at 3 p.m.